So this might be of some interest to somebody. This is my shop. That isn't a shop. This isn't legally a building. It's just a frame for a tarp. I call this my log shop. It's mobile. You can see I've got runners on the bottom that are angled, so you can actually move this thing. I've got poly front and back with one of those zippers that you use for home renos. I did all this just with a chainsaw, and those things are they're screwed, lag bolted, and pinned into the bottom. Poly's open in the back here because my truck didn't really fit all the way in here, and I didn't feel like making this thing bigger, so I just basically polyed around the truck and it stuck out. But you can see it's just logs. Logs along the bottom and logs running up top. So I've got it braced at the peak and then a little lower down, and I had lumber just kicking around, but you know, you can make all this stuff. These 2x10s I've got, only the top 3 sort of runs are those, and then I ran out and I just used cutoffs. These are from cants after doing chainsaw milling. Those are the cant cutoffs, so you could do the whole thing with those. It was just quicker and easier to use the 2x10s that were rotting away. That's all screwed into these logs. The logs at the top, they are pinned together with rebar, and then there's lag bolts in all the braces, or sorry, there's lag bolts in the peak. There's giant spiral nails, big galvanized spiral nails holding the braces in there. And we get a lot of snow here, which is why it's so steep, and this thing did great. I had to clear the snow off the bottom when it got a little bit too much, because otherwise it would push the tarp in, but it did great otherwise. And yeah, the tarp's a haystack tarp. I got that at Princess Auto. If you're watching in the US, that would be Harbor Freight. That's your equivalent. Just a cheap haystack tarp, and it did great. It did better than those garage in a box things, Shelter Logic and such, that you can buy at Canadian Tire and so on. Held up great. I'll probably put sheet metal on it at some point, but for now, it's excellent. I got power in here. I just ran a cord in from carport. Got a light up top. What else do you need? Not keeping heat in it, but heck, it's a dry place to work. Kept all the snow and rain out of my truck, so how can I complain? It's a little bit gross now because we're going through the big thaw, but oh, the winter was all frozen. It was great. It was like working on asphalt almost. Put tarp down and moving blanket to lie on. Felt like I was in paradise. Doesn't get better. Well, it does, but if you don't have a shop, this is a lot better.